know what you want. You want to see the movie.
We'll get back to it.
We'll get back to it. Oh, I heard something pop.
Oh.
All right.
Should we do our ceremonial vocal warm-ups?
What was yours? The betta. No, not the fake vomiting.
Welcome back to the Real Obscure Podcast.
Yes, this is how we sound now.
He bred it since that bear took my throat out in Alaska. Of course, this is how I sound.
I thought it was because we were old, because it's been so long. I can't do that too long. I can't. I'm a smoker. It hurts.
It looks like somebody hasn't been doing their vocal exercises.
It's only been like 4 years.
Only been 2, Brandon. Now look deep into my applesauce and tell me what you see.
Oh, I'm getting a vision. Oh, lost episodes. Episodes everywhere.
What?
Oh, what did you do to me, Shaman?
That's what I'm going to call you from now on. Shaman.
I gave you a bit of the bite of the ayahuasca plant. I don't actually know if it is a plant or not.
It's too much, Shaman. It's too much. The potential.
Lost potential.
Come
Speaking
closer.
of lost, yeah.
Closer.
What year is it, guys?
I don't know anymore.
Oh, God. Is it 2024?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which means it's been 2 years. The last time we got together, the world was still shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right.
And nothing of note has happened since then.
Nope.
Everything's easy going. Easy going, baby.
It's been pretty good. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got a new voice.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty impressive.
Pretty cool, right?
That's pretty cool.
Pretty
That's awesome.
cool.
Yeah. And I mean, you guys can see because we're on video, but I am literally a talking pie now.
Huh? He's in his final form.
It's been hard for me sitting here looking at you, looking so crispy and thick,
crispy and delicious.
You'll have to take a peek inside to see what kind of flavor it is.
I just want to enter that pie, but only with my tongue.
As is the tradition.
Well, that's how you try pies. Whenever you go up to like Julian and they're like, "Hey, these are all the pies we have." It's like, okay, well, hold on, set them all out in a row so I can tongue punch every single pie right down the middle, and I'll decide which one I want.
I don't like any of them. Goodbye.
Pushes them all off the table.
First and foremost, hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy. We're back.
And it's
Hi,
crazy.
Harmony.
Hi, Harmony. Nothing has changed for either of them. It's crazy. It's almost like it's like we put out this episode just the next day after whatever the last episode was.
Yep.
Well, it's kind of like the world froze.
Yeah.
And then we got unthawed like a bunch of Neanderthals trapped in the ice. And we so desperately clawed back to the recording booth because somebody had to know how we felt about these movies that never actually got aired.
Oh, what a
Or
bummer.
were aired and then lost to time.
That's one of them. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the ones that got aired and then lost to time first, which is actually the very first episode of Real Obscure.
Do we want
Chester
to go around
Novell-
the table first?
With
We
what?
didn't do our intro.
Oh.
We didn't say our names. They don't know who we are. You're rusty. You're rusty, Tardino.
50 years, Nick. I forgot.
It's been so long.
Just gather around my iron lung.
Alrighty. So
All right. Let's
now round the
First-
table.
first and foremost. My name is Anthony Trevino.
I'm Brandon, literal talking pie freeze.
And I am Nick Rock Lobster.
Are you just gonna use that one from now on?
I don't know. I mean, I got the Instagram, I got the YouTube. It's that's kind of the brand now. I don't know. I'm toying with it. We'll see.
All right. Nick, pioneering his own brand. Look at you, a marketing machine
A regular.
We have an
market
audience of
you know.
5.
made of "Are You Afraid of the Dark" merch and Happy Meals.
our little Elon Musk over there.
Hey, I just
You
like
do
to
look a lot like
innovate.
Elon Musk.
And you have the
You have
you like kind of act the same and have the same kind of mindset about a lot of things.
Wow. This is almost as bad as when you guys told me I was the Charlie.
Huh. Like It's Always Sunny?
Yeah, you don't remember
You
that?
are.
This has haunted me for over a year.
You
I mean, you're definitely the Charlie.
I mean, that
You're
sucks.
Charlie.
You're
Charlie.
I'm sorry it's hurtful to you. I'm sorry the truth is hurtful, Nick, but
We all know I'm the Dennis.
You're
Brandon's the Mac.
obviously Dennis.
You're Charlie.
I guess. Fine. Fuck
Andy's
it. Whatever. I'm into ghouls and cheese. Let's move on.
you're into bashing rats.
got
Yeah.
a murder board.
Yeah. That's cool. I've accepted it.
Well, we decided to get together for no reason other than I think, everybody wanted to know how we felt about these movies that didn't air or aired when we were originally on SoundCloud for some godforsaken reason. That was a bad decision on my part. And talk about them. What do you guys want to talk
together, about? We're together for them. They were clamoring for it.
I had to change my number like 3 times
Yeah.
because
You say they like it's more than Andy. Hi, Andy.
I mean, I think Jesse listens, right? Or used to.
That's right, Jesse.
Jesse listens.
Harmony.
Hi, Jesse. We've
Andy.
never actually met in person, but you're cool.
Sure.
We like a lot of each other's Instagram shit.
You should
Nice.
follow our buddy Jesse at the Cult of Jesse Rose on Instagram. He has a killer book collection and is always posting reviews that are actually insightful,
It's true.
Nice.
unlike a lot of reviews I see on the internet. Okay, you guys got me. There are more than Andy who wanted to listen to this episode.
We got you.
They're a couple.
Gobble. We're getting into it, okay? We just got to work out all this rust.
Yeah.
A lot of
You
rust.
guys.
A lot of rest.
Lot of rust.
Rusty.
That's rough.
Do we want to... Let's go in order.
All right.
The first movie that was lost to time in SoundCloud was Chester Novell Turner's Black Devil Doll from Hell and Tales from the Quad Dead Zone, which I gotta be honest, guys, I forgot we watched both.
It's kind of weird because our first episode was sort of a pseudo director dissection, and we didn't even fucking realize it when we did it.
Right.
It's easy when those are the director's only 2 movies.
Right. So technically, we covered his entire body of work.
We did. And I gotta say, I would watch another Turner movie over another Creeperson movie.
Yeah.
You said
No.
the name. You said the name. If you remember, on one of the past episodes I listened to recently, you said if you ever said his name again, you had to interview him. And I found him on Instagram, so you don't have an excuse.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
I fucking duped myself. Now I gotta
You
interview
did.
him. I don't think he's gonna want to come on here and talk
No.
to 3 people who basically blasted
Right.
his entire catalog.
No, you just offer him like a bucket full of hot dogs. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll do
Right.
anything.
They don't even have to be cooked. Just raw hot dogs in a KFC bucket and hand it to him.
I was thinking like one of those plastic Home Depot buckets.
Oh, okay. Like, that's even better. That's a higher quantity, but we're not buying Nathan's. We're gonna go for the fucking Albertsons brand dogs. We're not
Yeah.
giving them ballparks here.
Yeah, they'll be called like generic brand meat tubes or something.
Right, exactly.
Do you guys remember anything about those two movies? I know that they have a pretty killer theme song sung by a witch.
Yes.
And there's one story in Tales from the Quad Dead Zone with a vengeful clown.
I remember that.
Living high on the hog.
Living high on the hog, where they had a sandwich and they kept having to kill the person.
Right. That fucking sandwich thing. That was ridiculous.
Made no sense.
I remember that. Made no sense at all.
Were
there 3 stories in Quad Dead? Oh, yeah, because then there was the woman that murdered or killed herself in the bathroom, right?
Yeah,
and those 2 cops like sat outside the door and didn't do shit about it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
think that was the framing device.
Oh, that's the wraparound.
Yeah. I don't remember what the other one, because there were definitely 3, right?
I don't know. The 3
I'm
is
not
kind of
watching
the
it
standard.
again.
No, I'm
not watching it again to find out, but man, what was it? It was definitely the clown, because you called me.
Yeah.
And
High on the hog, the sandwich.
High on the hog, the sandwich.
And that's the name of the vignette is
right.
High on the hog, parentheses, the sandwich one.
And under it is a subtitle, "This is the sandwich one."
Yes. I don't remember the third one. I know the wraparound was the woman with the ghost kid. And then she killed herself, and then she became a ghost, and they were happy.
Yeah, I guess.
I remember.
But I think Black Devil Doll. I don't know. I don't know if I could say it's better, but I think it's definitely
better.
more infamous. Like the clips of that doll raping that woman are like all over the place, out of
where
context.
it had like that mayonnaise shit on its tongue when it's licking her nipples, and we're
and he just breathed on her, and it was just like bad breath.
Yeah, you don't dip that little slug in your chomper into some mayonnaise before you start licking and lapping.
I mean, it's no surprise that I fucking eat mayonnaise straight out of the tub, but not before I'm making love. That's not great. I don't need my nipples to smell like eggs.
When specifically was the last time you made love, Nick?
I would love to know.
Years. I mean, that's not the last time I've had, but like, the making love with the music and the candles. Yeah, a while. Been a minute.
Wow. Just a couple. It's a pump and a dump these days.
I put on a fair amount of weight, and I am not in the shape I used to be. It's just, it still goes back to the Voldemort episode where we were talking about Peeping Blog, where it's just sweating and heavy breathing for like 30 seconds.
We're almost.
I gotta
40.
imagine.
Yeah. Come on. God, we're almost 40.
Even I'm slowing down, guys. Even I'm slowing down. The last time I was fully engaged in coitus, I was like, man, I'm having a hard time breathing.
Right?
Could we do this side saddle?
Yeah.
Here's exactly where I thought you were going with that. Okay. Yeah, guys, I've been slowing down too. Just a few nights ago, it was 2 hours, and I was tapped out.
I made it 45 minutes.
Nice.
And I
you made it 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Fucking
what?
Braggadocious over here.
Excuse us, Your Majesty.
All right.
When you were a kid and you used to try to rush to the bathroom and back during a commercial break? That's how I view sex now. See if we can fit this into the commercial break.
You gotta get into it.
I don't have the energy, man.
So, okay, what is a day in the life of Nick? Like, what is a day? Give me a day in the life of your sex life.
Let's not do that. I mean, a daily? Like, that's not even a thing. What do you mean?
Are you just laying on your back? I just need to know. Are you
Are you a
you-
dead
are
fish
you a-
or are you a
It's a-
floppy tuna?
Oh, I'm a
Are
dead
you a
fish
pillow
for
princess,
sure.
Nick?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, if I'm doing any physical exertion, it's not going to be pleasant for either of us. I will have a heart attack during sex at some point
Sounds like
that
you-
that
in
sounds like
the
a,
foreseeable future.
that sounds like a threat. Or you want to have sex? God damn it! I'll have a heart attack.
Don't. You think you can fuck me? But don't fuck me too hard, or I'll die.
Yeah.
Nick frames it like this. See, I don't fuck you back because I don't want to, kill myself. I'm too
die.
powerful.
Right.
I'm too powerful.
I'm saving you from being in that situation, so you're welcome.
Exactly. I'm being magnanimous.
And then you flop back
As
on
you're
the
laying
bed.
there naked.
She could climb on top of me like I'm Baron Harkonnen.
You do soak in a pool of black ink,
Yeah.
black ink,
I was
right?
just about to say, is that after you fucking rise out of the mud pit?
Yeah, yeah. That's
You
a name
stuck
I
in
have
that
for something
rat's
else.
nest of a booty hole.
Nick's like, I'm real glad we did this.
Yep. I'm
about
glad
you,
we
Brandon?
all got back together to talk about me rising out of the mud hole.
What about you, Brandon? Are you a generous lover, or are you a? The joke's on you guys. I brought you here to talk about your sex life, not movies. I don't give a shit about movies.
I like to think I'm all right. You know, you gotta put a little in to get a little back. You know.
You got to put a little in. I definitely do not. I should.
I made the mistake the last time of getting too crossfaded, of drinking wine, getting high, and I just the entire time I'm back there in his doggy style, and the Lord's position, and I'm just like, as I'm doing the thing, I'm starting to think I'm either gonna pass out or throw up, and this is a bad place to do either of those.
Yeah.
I
so you do the
disagree.
thing.
I think it's better to throw up because then you got a Luther Valentine movie on your hands.
No, no way, man.
No?
No way, man. If you pass out, you at least still have a little bit of sympathy, maybe,
Guys,
from the person.
we have to do callbacks to the previous episodes. That's what people want in a reboot. They want elbow nudges.
You do call back, and I will argue with each and every one of them.
Okay.
I'm just gonna forge ahead and ignore that Nick said that, although he did just sign up to interview Lucifer Valentine.
Whoa, hang on.
Hey,
I did no such thing.
We're handing out
Them's the
interviews.
rules, sport.
Lucifer, you really fuck your sister?
Let's cut the
boys.
bullshit here, Lucifer.
Yeah, come on. If
Do the
you
voice.
fucked your sister, it doesn't. I can't do the chippy voice. That's you.
Do the voice. Do the voice.
No, you're the. I can't.
What, Chappie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
You just say
South-
Chip. Just say Chippy.
South African chippy.
Yeah,
Chippy.
there you go.
Yeah.
You got it.
My
there you go.
accents have been a nightmare during our D&D campaign. I can't do any of them anymore. It's a mess.
Oh boy, all I'm hearing is a bunch of fucking complaining.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
Oh,
See,
shit.
you're the one interviewing Lucifer Valentine.
You could convince him
Voldemort.
that's a real accent.
Ain't no way I'm gonna interview that guy. Maybe. All right. Well, we've devolved into chaos. We all
have.
know. I don't remember hating Tales from the Quad Dead Zone or Black Devil Doll from Hell. I remember them being kind of like this mix of, this is weird enough to be interesting, even though it's a low budget indie movie.
I remember hating both of them. The main thing I missed from them and missed from our episode is you doing the mama guy.
Oh,
I don't remember.
You don't remember
Yeah.
that? There was that. You were insisting the guy was homeless, and I said he wasn't. Or I didn't think he was, but he was trying to pick up on the main woman and kept going, mama.
Yeah, come on, mama.
Yeah, come on, mama. And then you did it, and it was your mama thing. I missed that.
Oh, okay. That was my intimation of a cat caller, one might say.
I was reorganizing my DVDs the other day, and I saw the Chester Norvell Turner box set, and it made me sad that that's there. Because I'm probably never going to watch those again.
You own Terror Tunes, Nick.
Do I? Yeah, I do think I own the first Terror Tunes, actually. Maybe I don't. I got to buy that. I know there's a box set.
I watched you buy it.
Did you? Maybe I lost it. You mean Evil Tunes? Or Terror
Evil
Tunes?
Tunes. I mean, whatever, man.
Hey, don't whatever. Evil Tunes had fucking David Carradine.
Look where that got him.
And Dick Miller. Yeah, look where that got him.
Moving on. The next movie in the back catalog that I don't think anybody's heard on the YouTube channel that Nick has been putting the old episodes out on, thank you, Nick, is Little Otik, a movie that I watched the trailer for this afternoon, and I don't remember a fucking thing about. Great,
really?
maybe we'll talk about what?
Staircase Pervert. That was the big takeaway from it.
The old man looking at the little girl's underwear and being all creep about it.
Oh, and it all comes back.
Yeah,
I remember Staircase.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the big takeaway, I think, was Staircase Pervert.
Yeah, he was definitely. I think we entered him into that kind of Legion of Doom we were making.
Was he? I
think so.
Okay. So, side tangent. I remember we had Vincent Ratface Gallo. That's another one that we lost to time, is Trouble Every Day. So we'll have to talk about that briefly.
Right.
Ratface Gallo was in there. Voldemort was in there. I remember our Justice League had Haggerty. It had You Wanted Trashy. Fucking why can't I think of her name? Amanda Plummer. Who else?
How did Hollywood psychopath Amanda Plummer?
What's his name?
Mace. Mace
was
in there.
Yeah,
he was our Batman.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we had any more villains, but Staircase Pervert is, of course, on the roster now. If he wasn't
like the
before.
Mad Hatter. He's like the Mad Hatter of that.
I think Brandon lobbied to have Hugh a villain.
Yeah, of course.
No, absolutely not.
He's bad. He's bad, and he's bad.
You're doing this, Anthony, and I don't appreciate it. Brandon and I talked ahead of time. We're saving the last 5 minutes of the episode to tie our wrists to each other and knife fight over this. We can
like Stephen Baldwin and Lawrence Fishburne and Fled. Which one of you is Lawrence Fishburne?
Wait, Lawrence Fishburne and who was it?
Stephen Baldwin.
You
guys never saw Fled?
I don't think I ever saw Fled.
Huh. Nick, you've never seen Fled?
That sounds like it should be an episode. I've never heard of Fled.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of missed opportunities.
I'll be the magnanimous one. I will take Stephen Baldwin. You can be Lawrence Fishburne.
Thank you, Nick. That's very generous of you.
Brandon does have a lot of Lawrence Fishburne traits. I've seen the trench coat and the tiny black sunglasses.
Yeah, with no arms on the side or whatever they're called.
It's just a nose pinch.
Yeah,
arms. Yeah. Morpheus era.
I'm always trying to give people my red pill.
But yeah, Little Otik was directed by Jan Svankmajer. He does a bunch of that stop motion stuff. What?
I forgot we were talking about Little Otik.
Yeah, no, I was just bringing it back. I might want to try to do a director dissection on him at some point, because he does have a lot of interesting movies. And considering our one episode of his was lost, it might be something we could do.
Yeah, his style is really interesting, like the whole stop motion animation.
What is next on our docket? I believe, and you guys can tell me if go ahead, Brandon.
Sorry, just about Little Otik. It feels like kind of like a proto Guillermo del Toro movie.
Mm-hmm. Guillermo del Toro, I believe, produced Svankmajer's last movie. Like he's a big fan of his, so he was definitely an influence on del Toro.
That makes sense.
At some point, yeah.
And you can tell me if I'm going out of order. But the next one on my list that is kind of lost to time is our Dr. Caligari episode.
That one's a bummer, because that was a good episode, and I love that movie. It got a Blu-ray release.
Yep.
And it's amazing. It's great.
Yeah. I love everything.
What's
Caligari's a lot of fun, and we had our golden dog dick reference that is now gone. There were a few things in that episode that became jokes. The Nerdlinger gets referenced a bunch in the later episodes.
That's right.
We don't have his origin story or first appearance.
Bummer.
I had blocked a lot of that movie out for just because my brain just was like, I don't have any more room for movies. But I watched the trailer today and it took me back and it reminded me that I absolutely love that movie so much.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's so very theater kid without being annoying.
Yep.
The sets are amazing. The cinematography is fucking top notch. The dialogue is weird. I feel like you don't see a lot of movies like Dr. Caligari anymore.
Yeah, I feel like if it's kind of like how Texas Chainsaw 2 is the perfect sequel to Texas Chainsaw. That's if you're going to do a sequel to Dr. Caligari, make it something insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that Forbidden Zone is kind of in the same realm with as far as like how it's shot, kind of the storyline and everything is very hyper like surreal. But I had such a bad time with Forbidden Zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was texting Brandon this because I had finally watched it years later. I wasn't on that episode.
Yeah.
Right.
And I watched it last year because I borrowed it from Brandon, and I've never ground my teeth harder than trying to get through that movie.
I was on the same team as you. I'm not a fan.
I don't think it's bad. I just think it's not for me, and you have to be in a very specific mood for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my COVID movie. I watched that like 7 times over COVID.
Really?
Yeah.
The best thing for Forbidden Zone for me was that we did the episode so I could glowworm Anthony's bed while
That's
he
right.
was at his Tiki Torch rally, right?
Yeah.
I was not at a fucking Tiki Torch rally. I don't remember where I was.
You said you were going to a Tiki Torch rally.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't say that. You guys are such fucking
Your
liars.
cheap ass went with skin. I remember that because your condom was on the table and it was
That's right.
skin condom, and
That's right.
Raquel was like, I don't want to look at his condom. And I said, cheap ass went with skin.
What was I supposed to buy, Nick?
I mean, Trojan Man. But also, I think you said that it's actually a higher quality condom than Trojan, and you put me in my place after the fact.
That sounds right. I do have a history of putting in your place after the fact because you run your mouth too much.
It's true. I really do.
Look at that furry little cum trap.
That's
What?
Furry
What?
little cum trap is
I don't care for that at all.
You don't care for that.
It's just the wording, you know? It just...
Dr.
Dr. Caligari was a banger. I was not at a Tiki Torch rally. Forbidden Zone is so obnoxious.
It's really hard.
Not for me. Not for me.
Ugh.
I like to have fun.
I do too.
Okay,
Maybe
so...
we just have different ideas for fun.
What was after Caligari? Is that Trouble Every Day then? Because that wasn't on our list, but that was a lost episode.
That would be Trouble Every Day because now we're on to stuff that actually never aired, which is not that many episodes. It's only
No,
3.
Trouble Every Day totally aired. That was one of the earlier episodes we did.
After Trouble Every Day, we have 3 episodes.
Okay.
Clean the shit out of your ears, Nick.
Sorry. Jesus. I misunderstood. I was
Somebody
too
in
busy
Squeegee
making
there
puppet
was weird.
noises.
Stop! You have to stop!
Well, Trouble Every Day is a movie I've seen 3 times. I hate it every time. It gives me a lot of... It's long stretches of, holy shit, this is boring. Holy shit, this is so boring. And this is upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like genuinely like upsetting.
Yeah.
The majority of the movie is pretty bland. However, the one kind of main scene where the 2 kids break into the house and they get caught with the woman that's infected with the disease, and she's like biting his face, is going to bother me for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
It's one of those movies where it has one scene that if you're going to watch it, you're watching it for that scene. It's just surrounded by nothing. Just surrounded by Vincent Gallo mumbling his way through fucking 1,000 scenes forever.
And I feel like this was the instance for me where I'm like, oh, Gallo's a bad actor. Because, I mean, I've seen him in other things, and it was just like, oh, okay, like Buffalo 66, whatever. I've seen him in, like, smaller roles. But this, I'm like, oh, no, he's just universally bad. I'm hoping, I haven't seen Freeway 2 yet, so I don't know if maybe he brings the heat in that one. But
I was just about to say, the only time I've ever genuinely enjoyed a Vincent Gallo performance is in Freeway 2.
Yeah.
Really? I still haven't seen it. I own the Blu-ray, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's good.
Yeah?
It's good.
I like it's Natasha Lyonne, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her. She's good.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. Whereas Dr. Caligari is like good theater kid stuff, Vincent Gallo is the everything I hate about theater kids.
Yep.
He reminds me of the guy that used to like sit outside. I'll back it up. Brandon and I used to do an open mic night up here every couple months a while back. And the one night that we got asked to host it, which is probably the best that thing's ever been hosted, not bragging or anything.
Okay.
There was this like singer-songwriter who would just like sit in the back and brood and just be Mr. Quiet. And all his songs were about like, you know, sad boy tunes, like I was in love, but now I'm in the darkness. That's what Vincent Gallo reminds me of. Mm-hmm. It's a guy who broods to get laid and actually kind of sucks at what he's doing.
Yep. The guy whose only his personality is very shallow, but just deep enough so he can get laid.
Yeah. But he's also that like greasy kind of looking like, how do you get laid? Like he gets laid.
Right.
I'm sure I was going to say, I'm sure Gallo fucks, but I don't know how much energy he's putting into it. But like, I don't know how he gets laid because it's.
I mean, didn't he get blown by Chloe Sevigny?
Yeah, I saw it in a movie.
I think I'm going to be jealous about for the rest of my life.
It's real graphic.
Have you guys seen his website, Vincent Gallo's website?
He has a website.
We have, because you sent it to us.
Oh my god!
Oh, did I? When was this?
It's fucking crazy. I gotta see if I still have it. Hold on,
man.
Hold on.
Wait, I vaguely remember this now. Fucking Gallo, man.
Hold on.
He's fucking. You like bookmarked it in your phone. You see it, you're like, this is fucking insane.
Oh, here it is. I got it. Okay. This is on his official real website. For $50,000, you can rent Vincent Gallo.
That's right.
For evenings and weekends escort.
I forgot about this.
And he has a bunch of insane rules, and I'm trying to find it. It's a whole fucking
$50,000 for a weekend with Vincent Gallo. You know what we should fucking do? We should pay $50,000 to bring him on the show and just fucking berate him for like an hour and a half.
You can't leave. We paid you to be here.
We paid you to be here, bro. You're gonna hear how terrible you are.
Could have a full-on crazy orgy at a brothel for $50,000. They're gonna waste it on Vincent fucking Gallo.
Okay, here it is. I, Vincent Gallo, star of such classics as Buffalo 66 and The Brown Bunny, have decided to make myself available to all women who can afford me, that is.
I forgot all about this.
For the modest fee of $50,000 plus expenses, I can fulfill your wish, dream, or fantasy of any naturally born female. The fee covers one evening with Vincent Gallo. For those who wish to enjoy my company for a weekend, the fee is increased to a mere $100,000.
Wow.
And he goes on to list a bunch of like races and stuff, people like that he will not sleep with.
Wow.
So,
how is that legal that he's flat out posting it up there that he's going to fuck for $50,000?
holy shit. This is breaking news from this website.
Uh-oh.
For $1 million, 1 million American US dollars, you can get Vincent Gallo's sperm.
Oh, wait. I remember hearing... how new is
tube?
this? Yeah, because he was selling it because he's like, oh, you want your babies to have all the qualities of Vincent Gallo, right?
Yeah. It's listing all his height, his weight.
Yeah.
It's a whole huge paragraph just listing all of his genetic stuff. It's insane. This guy's a maniac. He's a maniac.
He's a crazy person.
But if you're looking for it, it's out. It's on his website.
Go
anybody's
sire
ever taken
you
him
a
up on
Gallo. What's that?
Do you think anybody's ever actually taken him up on it?
Fuck no.
I feel like that would be like news. Like, is there a review section on that website?
No, no, like a Yelp page.
2 stars.
2 stars, lame.
2 stars, pretty lame, Millhouse.
Oh
I
man,
think that kind of covers stuff that we put out that was lost.
I think so.
Don't watch Trouble Every Day.
Don't
It's a
watch
waste
it.
of your
No,
time.
it's
Watch
just-
that scene that we were talking about earlier. It's probably on YouTube, or fast forward to it unless you really enjoy hours of people standing around staring at each other.
Or don't
cigarettes
watch
and
that scene.
Yeah,
and then
yeah, or don't.
traumatize yourself for life.
It is a brutal scene.
It's rough.
Which brings us to 3 episodes that we didn't air. The first being something that very much disappoints me because I love this movie. It's so much fun. It's a staple of mine and Nick and Brandon's like growing up together, which is 2001's bonkers movie, Slashers, which is basically the Running Man with slashers, with guys dressed up like a bunch of dorks in their costumes, and they all have these different characters. It's not good. I fucking love this movie.
It's a bad movie. It fucking slaps. Every way it can slap. This movie rules.
Yeah, it's a really like it's super cheap, but it's so much fun. And they even go through the lengths of giving you like little peeks at other slashers that aren't really in the movie, but in like highlight clips. So there's like this weird lore to the show that's kind of interesting.
So when it first came out, there was a bunch of trivia that was on IMDb that's not there anymore. Because I swear to God that I read this shit. That when it first came out, the director had a plan of doing a prequel, and then it never happened. So he was going to do it as a comic book, and then that also never happened. It was going to explain the main killer guy's, like, how he became a serial killer and got on the show, and then different slashers and their backgrounds. It was he had a whole fucking MCU built around this thing. And then it just never happened because it's fucking slashers and nobody cared. I mean, we cared. We would have cared.
Yeah, I would have read that.
Yeah, for sure.
Maurice Devereaux, I can't tell based off your IMDb if you're still around, but if you are, and you need a writing staff for that Slashers comic book or the Slashers reboot or a Slashers series, hey, man, you got
Slashers
3 guys right here
anything.
that are ready to we are down to clown.
100%.
Yeah, that.
Let's
oh man,
throw our collective hat in the ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
My
I'm
big
here for the
sombrero.
I'm here for the chainsaw, Charlie.
Brandon's big sombrero.
yeah. My
that we all
trademark,
know about.
my trademark big floppy sombrero.
Yeah.
Brandon's trademark poncho.
Yeah.
This movie is kind of exactly what I love about I love what you can do with this kind of concept. Is it good? No. But do I love The Running Man? Yes. Is it The Running Man with slashers? Of course.
What else?
But
do you
it's
need? What else do you need from a movie?
You don't need anything else, which is why it's so infuriating that 31 is such a piece of shit movie that I've seen 5 times.
Yep.
Because how do you fuck up this concept? The answer is ask Rob Zombie.
Yeah, you get Rob Zombie on it. He'll find a way.
slashers to me, whenever I'm talking about, it's very difficult for me when it comes to like bad movies that are good, like good bad movies. Because if a movie tries to be bad, like Sharknado and shit, it doesn't do it for me. But slashers is the perfect example for me of a technically bad movie that is still entertaining as fuck, and I will watch it any day of the week. Like, it's still incredibly fun.
Uh-huh.
It's got so much lore.
Yeah.
It's got lore. It's basically a graphic novel. What do you want? There's a character called Chainsaw Charlie. He's the fucking best.
Love me some Chainsaw Charlie.
Yep.
I could not think of a movie better suited for the three of us.
I really wish I had watched some of those special features on that Blu-ray, because there's a lot. There's like 7 interviews on that Blu-ray. Jesus. And I just haven't sat down and watched them yet, but I really wish I had before we did this.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, since we've done this, since we did that last episode, there was no chance it would be put on Blu-ray.
Never.
No one was talking about it, and then it's on Blu-ray, just like Caligari. We're in a real resurgence of that kind of stuff, which is nice.
We're just ahead of the curve.
Yeah, we're also all the Joker now.
Yeah, so we're ahead of the curve with our 2008 comic book movie references.
God, 2008, guys, what a crazy time! We're 4 years away from that being 20 years ago.
Good God!
All right, well,
welcome to the Contemplating Ending It podcast.
We are living in a really cool time where Vinegar Syndrome, Severin, Something Weird, and any other one of the Culture Shock releasing all these really cool boutique, distributors are putting out some crazy good stuff with amazing artwork, and I'm very grateful because it very much reminds me of being younger and in the video store. And just finding stuff and watching it, because now I'm forced to watch the things I pay money for, instead of just watching 20 minutes of 5 things and then going, nah, I could jerk off.
Yeah.
And it's like the way kind of nostalgia works is like things that we were renting in high school are now getting that like boutique Blu-ray treatment, like with slashers. Yeah. And it's really cool. It's really cool. Very cool. Watching these movies that would have otherwise been completely forgotten by most people, like given that kind of.
No, I was just gonna say, like talking about movies that we did episodes on. Redneck Zombies got that Vinegar Syndrome release.
Yeah.
I have it.
Yeah, so do I. There's a fucking Frostbiter release on Vinegar Syndrome. Like, what the fuck?
Hell yeah!
It's crazy.
Hell yeah! It should come with a CD that has that Chili song on it.
Chili song, yes. Man, I kind of want to do that as an episode just so we can talk about the Chili song.
So, Slashers 2001, directed by Maurice Devereaux. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a lot of fun. If you watch it and you hate it and you think, well, these guys don't know shit, fuck you. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another movie that I absolutely love that I think is slowly getting more of the kind of cult love that it deserves, which is 1992 or 93's Freaked.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe it took me so long to watch this movie until we did that episode years ago, and the audio was unusable, which sucks. I love Freaked. It is the best Randy Quaid role.
Sure.
And going back to what I was saying earlier about Dr. Caligari, Freaked fits into the realm of movies that I don't see anymore. All of the costumes are practical. It's a nuts concept. And it was PG-13. And it had a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
I loved Freaked, guys.
It was fucking bonkers.
It's such a product of like the early 90s too. It's so like 90s extreme and radical, and it's
Noir
really
and Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah,
and that kinda...
I mean, the Butthole Surfers do the soundtrack. Yeah. It's such a tactile movie. It's like a movie you can like feel and smell, and it like you said, Anthony, we don't really get that anymore, which is, for the most part, there's still some out there, but
that recent movie that Alex Winter's in is a little reminiscent of that.
I
Yeah.
want to see
even
it.
though I
haven't
didn't
watched
like
it
it
yet.
as much.
Yeah, it's okay, but it definitely has that feel to it.
For anyone that cares, it's Destroy All Neighbors, which I never finished. I think Brandon's the only one that's watched it all the way through.
Yeah, the ending's not great, but you know what? It's a fun ride.
I remember seeing the trailer and getting a very freaked vibe off of it because it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's him, and he obviously likes that kind of shit. So
He's good in it. He's really
Yeah.
good in it.
Yeah,
And there's some pretty cool effects.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool effects. The story is kind of whatever, but it's just a fun little kind of like it's a fun like C+ movie.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I felt about Onyx the Fortuitous, even though I know Anthony hated that movie. I kind of felt that way.
Fucking go. Did you just plant that there on purpose?
To piss you off? No, but I mean, it's gonna happen.
Right in. Sit down. All three of us have had varying experiences trying to make our own movies and working on sets to varying degrees. Making a movie is fucking hard, and I understand that. It's hard, and a lot of time and effort goes into it. So I recognize that it's kind of a shitty thing to like sit here and just like shit on movies. I don't want to do that. I'm going to do that right now. Because this movie is so irritating to me that I was angry for hours afterward. And it's a bigger thing that bugs me, which is I don't know why filmmakers our age feel this incessant need to remind us of things we grew up with. I don't care about your toys, dude. I don't care about the cool things you grew up with. Make a fucking cool movie. But I don't need the constant nostalgia. It's also a very weirdly, like, I don't know, inaccurate depiction of somebody who's like into horror. I feel like somebody went on Bloody Disgusting and picked a forum and was like, I'm just gonna make fun of these guys. That's what that character reminds me of. Okay.
Oh, I didn't feel that way.
I feel better.
Yeah. You good?
I can't believe Jeffrey Combs stooped so fucking low.
I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I haven't seen it, but I'm familiar with because a bunch of his videos went viral a while ago.
Yeah.
And the first video was funny. It was like, haha, look at this weirdo. But I can't imagine a full movie of that.
For me and Anthony, I'm not meaning this as a criticism. I think you have a lower threshold for silliness than I do. Like, I
Brandon,
love silly shit.
Affirm or deny this accusation
No,
as
that's
the third
true.
party.
No, yeah, that's true.
I think you have a lower threshold for silly. And there's nothing wrong with it. You can't % of the silly shit that I watch. But it's, I don't know, shit like that and Ernest and fucking just dumb shit. I get certain mileage out of it. I don't know.
I like silly.
Yeah, a bit. You hate Tenacious D, you hate Monty Python, you hate Weird Al. I mean, there's a lot of silly shit
You hate
like.
Weird Al?
I don't hate Weird Al. When have I ever said I hate Weird Al?
I guess we were. It was probably back in the day, but I remember you not being a fan of Weird Al and thinking it was
okay.
dumb.
If we're gonna say like 13-year-old Anthony didn't like Weird Al, that tracks.
I believe that. I believe.
I mean,
I believe,
maybe your opinion's changed. I don't know.
I believe 13-year-old Anthony called Weird Al a whole bunch of words.
Oh, okay, Brandon. I don't know why you're getting.
But I'm not saying that
There's
is a
blood
bad
on
thing.
both of your hands. You two are not perfect.
Of course
I'm not. Look, I'm not saying I am.
Absolutely not. I just think there's certain people that like silly more than others, and there's nothing wrong with that either way. I can occasionally just the way, what fucking movie was it where we were saying it was pretentious and slow and House of Jack built. I was able to kind of wrap that around me like a blanket and go, yes, this is pretentious and up its own ass, but I can kind of like it. I can soak it in and be like, this is nice. I feel that way with silly shit
like
sometimes.
Movies about narcissistic sociopaths that also are murderers.
I mean, yeah. I finished listening to the audiobook of American Psycho again. That was interesting.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
It was narrated by Pablo Schreiber, Liev Schreiber's brother. He did a really good job.
I gotta dust off the cool guy list.
Yes, that's what I was hoping for. I get those tallies.
Yeah, have you guys seen that Daniel Radcliffe Weird Al biopic?
I haven't, but Trevor will not shut up about me watching it.
Don't let him ruin it for you. It's a fucking fun movie. It's a lot of fun.
I gotta watch it. He's like, that's like his favorite movie he's seen in like 10 years. He's like, it's great. He loves it.
Of course it is. Of course.
That tracks.
Yeah.
That I have a Marcel the Shell mug.
What is
because
Marcel
I like that
the
movie
Shell?
a lot.
Is it a movie? And did it come from something else? I've seen that little shell thing all over the place.
That's Marcel. Okay.
Okay.
It's a cute little movie. Okay. I like cute things. And I do not hate Ernest. Those Ernest movies are great.
Okay. Good.
I'm the Ernest hater here.
Oh, are you? I didn't know
Are
that.
you?
It was just one of those things where I never watched it as a kid, so I don't have that nostalgia for it.
Yeah.
So I don't really get it.
I will argue. I think Ernest Scared Stupid is actually a good movie in its own way. It's silly as fuck, but you know.
Brandon, I agree with you. I do have a low tolerance for silliness because a lot of it comes across as just kind of dumb. I do not like Monty Python. That's accurate. Brandon has a low threshold for artsy movies that are insanely bleak.
Not even insanely bleak, or just like hammer home a point over and over and over. It's like, do you understand? This is about the relation between violence and sex, and it's going to be like this for 3 hours.
And everybody's screaming, and everybody's having a bad time.
There's not a smile in this movie.
Yeah, and I am standing ovation in the back. Me and Kai.
Yep, you and Kai.
What do I have a low threshold of? Do me. What do I have a low threshold of?
I don't know, man. You're kind of a wild card, Nick. I feel like
Peter Jackson.
I don't know. You are kind of a wild card. I feel like I'm trying to think of movies you hate.
Smith.
It takes a lot for me to fucking hate a movie. Like, I admit that I like a lot of shit that I probably shouldn't. Or at least give it a pass.
Funny Man.
Funny Man is great. I'm going to find that 4-disc Blu-ray.
What do you have a low threshold for? What do you think you have a low threshold for?
Fuck, I don't know. Are we talking specifically about, like, the genre of horror or genre movies?
Just movies.
I find things that are... I have a hard time with just realistic, straightforward dramas. Like, sometimes they're good, but other times it's like, man, I don't watch movies to watch real-life depressing shit. Life's depressing enough as it is. I don't need to watch fucking Steel Magnolias. Like, what's that doing for me?
That's why I still haven't watched The Whale.
Right.
Because it just looks so sad.
I'm sure it's an okay movie. Like, I've heard good things and whatever. Say whatever you want about the fat-shaming elements of it or what have you. I don't want to be sad for over 2 hours.
Right.
Like, it does... If I want to watch fucking tragic reality, I won't watch a movie and I'll just live in life. Like, I think that's probably my lowest threshold. And I'm not saying that good movies can't do that. Like, Megan showed me The Wind That Shakes the Barley is a fucking devastating movie about, old-timey Irish shit. And it was good. It was a good movie. But I'm like, this isn't fun for me. Like, I guess that's my low threshold.
I'm having a hard time thinking of an exact example, but it's like Requiem for a Dream. Like, I can acknowledge that's a good movie,
right?
But
yes.
I never need to watch it again.
Yeah,
because it's just so sad.
Right, and that's a good example. Although I will say I think Requiem has a little bit more going on, like cinematography wise and filmmaking wise, than the movies I'm talking about. I'm talking about the movies that are so by the numbers, not something like Schindler's List, like that has good filmmaking techniques. It's just the basic bitch drama stuff that's like, okay, you're not doing anything creative. You're not doing anything outside of the box. Like, it's just straightforward. Here's sad shit. And now give us an award. Like, I'm not into it.
Somebody blow up a car around here.
Right. Somebody throw a pie.
I think that was the general consensus for the last movie on our list, which was The Vindicator.
Yeah, kind of just a RoboCop knockoff.
Yeah, I will say I probably will put that on the YouTube because the audio for that is good. So I will probably. I think that's going to be the last one I throw up. But
Well, that'll be good because I'd never heard it. So
oh, really?
please do.
Yeah. I don't remember much about it except that it was a pretty big RoboCop ripoff and Maury Chaykin was in it, and that's about it.
I don't remember. I remember just being disappointed that the heightened level of violence promised to me on the cover did not deliver.
Yeah, it was.
You fell prey to the look at how awesome this comic book cover is. The art inside's got to be awesome. Then you open it up, it's just plain regular art.
And I wonder how much of
the Exterminator
back in the day, how much of it do you think was because we all had that experience of going through video stores and looking at the horror movie covers and being like, oh, that looks fucking cool, and taking it home. How many of those movies do you think actually kind of sucked, but we justified to ourselves that it was awesome because it was even if we didn't spend money on it, it took a slot of our choice for that weekend.
Right.
So you talked yourself into liking it.
Yeah, a bunch. So many.
Yeah.
So many. Too many. Probably, I think the one that comes to mind mostly is Beware Children at Play, which is so incredibly boring, but the ending is nuts.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I've seen that one since your house back in the day.
I remember as a kid, we rented, I had some friends over and we rented 2 movies. It was, we watched Street Fighter the movie, and then we followed up with Angus. You guys remember Angus?
I remember
Yes!
Angus. You wanted to do it.
The show.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have done Angus. I think that we don't have to, we never had to limit ourselves to just horror or weird movies. I think that those 90s comedies are so interesting.
Yeah.
Who's in Angus?
Not very many people of note. Like the Angus didn't really go on to do much.
The one I'm thinking of. Corey Haim was in a movie.
Another one we could have done was Big Bully with Tom Arnold.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that ending in being weirdly intense. Like he's chasing Rick Moranis through the woods, and he's screaming at him.
That.
It's like a slasher film.
Yeah.
But
with Tom Arnold.
I'm gonna blow your fucking minds. Do you know who is in Angus?
Who's in Angus?
Kathy Bates.
That's right. She plays as
James Van Der Beek.
Really?
That's right. He plays the bully.
Kevin Connolly.
Uh-huh.
But what's even more crazy is George fucking C. Scott is in this movie.
Really?
I don't remember him at all.
George C. Scott, the star of Hardcore, the man who has also been to Lake Girls.
Hardcore good?
Good movie. Yeah.
I've been wanting to watch it forever, and I just haven't gotten around to it.
I loved it. It's probably my second, if not my favorite Paul Schrader movie, if I'm not counting Rolling Thunder, which he only wrote the script for. Rolling Thunder's fucking good, dude. I don't know how Brandon felt about it, but I love that movie. That movie's got a spelt tight looking Tommy Lee Jones.
Ooh, a young Tommy Lee Jones, that's what you want.
Okay, I have another question.
Last one.
Okay, video store wise. Were there any movie covers that as a kid fucked you up? Like walking through the horror, because I know, maybe I'm just speaking for myself. When I was a little kid, I used to walk through the horror section just to get freaked out by the covers. I couldn't rent any of them because I was a fucking kid, but just looking at all the weird covers of shit that used to be around back. Did any of them skeeve you out when you were younger?
I remember the Hellraiser covers freaking me out just because I had no idea what they were as a kid. And just completely out of context, seeing Pinhead and the Cenobites just really freaked me out.
So mine's kind of a double whammy. One is the movie Parents with Randy Quaid and the mom. The thing about that is, I think when young Nick, that was the first time I was like, wait, your parents could just kill you. And as a kid, that's a thought that you don't have.
Uh-huh.
That's the furthest thing from your mind. And then I saw this movie cover, and it caused me anxiety for years. that was, there it is. I know that one. Graveyard Shift. That
Yeah,
freaked
so
you out?
this one is the cover for Stephen King's Graveyard Shift adaptation, which is the skull with the headlamp.
The single eye.
That this scared me so much as a kid.
Huh.
That's mine.
I remember the first one, the first horror cover I ever saw. I remember what it was. It was Silent Night, Deadly Night, with the Santa arm coming out of the chimney with the axe.
Oh yeah. So Parents, I think, was the one that had the most profound effect on me. But I remember, when did New Nightmare come out?
94?
Like 95.
Yeah,
Like it was definitely mid 90s.
So
Mid-90s.
I remember looking at the back of that, and there's that scene where Freddy's mouth goes all huge and he's shoving the kid's head in his mouth.
Uh-huh.
Freaked me the fuck out. I can't tell you why. It just, that little picture just haunted me.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's a good movie too. I think New Nightmare is probably one of the best of the series. But
yeah, New Nightmare's really good.
Yeah.
That's a really good movie.
I liked it. It was meta before meta was obnoxious as fuck.
It's also a cool it's like kind of a reimagining of Freddy, even though they really just gave him a black duster trench coat.
Yeah, and they also kind of made him more of like a tulpa, like a real life sort of thing, which I thought was cool. I thought that was a cool concept.
I agree. New Nightmare is a movie I would like to revisit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if anybody got anything out of this roundtable, but it was great talking to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure people are champing at the bit to hear that Vindicator episode. So, Nick, get that out there.
Yeah, you little piggies, eat up our slop.
Speaking of which, the next one that I am uploading is Pig. From our Extreme Halloween month.
That's right.
Memories of Extreme
little
Halloween haunt me
gem.
like that baby in Combat Shock.
Extreme Halloween, what a mistake. What a foolish endeavor.
You say
We were-
mistake,
we
I
were
say
young
some of
and
the best
naive,
times of my
Brandon.
life. We had fun.
It was
That's
fun,
what we are.
but
It was fun. Yeah.
Hey, boys.
So we should talk more often than every 4 years
yeah,
or whatever. You know?
Look,
you
look.
know,
I have an island that I'm on now. I got a lot going on. I don't have. I told you I started a company that's like publicly traded now. I'm rich.
What?
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Does that have to do with the island? We're not talking an Epstein-y thing going on here, are we? Okay.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
Come on. I'm not a billionaire.
Okay, right.
millionaire. Billionaire is when you start inviting,
Yeah. You're a millionaire, so it's appropriately aged sex workers.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
sex slaves, I guess, technically, if it's
Sex people.
Epstein-y.
Sex people.
That's what I don't understand about those guys. Like, you're so rich, you could hire a bunch of age sex workers, and then it's chill.
Yeah.
It's about the power. The power.
Yeah.
I know. Well, gentlemen, I've been Anthony
you
Trevino,
doing it?
and I will not see you on Brandon's Island.
I'm Brandon Talking Pie Freeze, and I will be on this island whether you like it or not. I dare you to stop me.
And I am Nick Rock Lobster, and I will be viewing Brandon's Island from Google Maps and seeing if there's anything shady going on.
You can try.